Hey, this is Maggie, and I'm going to do a quick run through of what Sunday slides are going to look like, how to make a slide if you need to add one at the last minute, and where to find everything you need on a Sunday morning. So, ProPresenter will be open, and chances are the pre slideshow will be running when you get there. If you get there while the band is still rehearsing, the screen may just look like this. Um, every Sunday has its own playlist, and if you drag this over, you can see the date. So just make sure you're on that Sunday's playlist. And I will already have everything in there for you. I'll have the pre slideshow, the 5 minute countdown, all the songs in the order that they're in, and then the sermon slides, as well as announcement slides. But those aren't in there right now because I'm going to show you how to drag a presentation from up here into your playlist in just a little bit. So the first thing is the pre-slideshow, and I will just make sure that the right slides are in here every week, and they all have this little clock on them, which means they're set to run for 8 seconds each. And so when the band is done rehearsing and they turn on music in the worship center as people start to come in, all you have to do is just click the first one and it's going to come up on screen. Whatever comes up right here is what's going to be, should be on your output up on the big screen. And then after 8 seconds, it's going to automatically rotate to the next one. So all you have to do really is click the first one and it's going to automatically go through each slide. And when it gets back to this one, it's going to loop back to the beginning and just go through them all over again. So that's super simple. You do need to keep your eye on the clock because when the clock hits 9:55, what you want to do is start the 5 minute countdown to when service begins. Um, just to be safe, anytime I'm switching between slides and slides that have all different backgrounds, the easiest way to get everything off your screen and to stop this loop from playing is just to come up here to the top left and hit clear all. So that's going to take everything off the screen and then allow you to put up whatever you need to put up. So after you clear all, you can come just hit the play button and it's going to start the 5 minute countdown. And the 5 minute countdown is also built on a loop. So once that timer runs out, you need to make sure you hit clear all and it's going to stop it. Otherwise, that 5 minute countdown will start again. And we only need it once per service. So once that timer runs out, you hit clear all, and then typically Jordan or Christopher, whoever's leading worship, will welcome the room and ask them to stand for worship. So what I want to do is kind of take you through a song and run the slides on the screen as a song is playing on the computer so you can kind of see the timing of when to put each slide up. You don't want to have a slide up too early because it's just kind of awkward because there's words on the screen and no one is singing and that can feel kind of weird. But you also don't want to move too quickly through them, and you want to make sure you get to the next slide in time for the congregation to know what words they need to be singing. So the way it was explained to me when I learned ProPresenter, and the way that I think is just the easiest, is to think of each slide like if you were at a karaoke bar and you were singing and they have like the little dot that goes on each syllable as you're supposed to sing it. Kind of think of it like that, and whenever that last dot hits that last syllable, then go ahead and go to the next slide. Unless there's a break in the music where there's like an instrumental bridge or something where they're not really singing anything, in that case you can just clear all. But we'll go through a song here in a little bit, and I'll kind of show you what I mean about the timing of when to have slides up. I go through every week and look at Planning Center and check out their song list and make sure that I have choruses in the right place, bridges in the right place. It's probably really great if you can go to rehearsal on Tuesday night, and that's going to change to Thursday here in a few weeks, but for right now it's on Tuesdays. And just listen as they play through a song and make sure all these slides are in the right order. That's going to help Sundays go so much smoother. If you can't go to rehearsal, at the very least, try to be there at 7:30 on Sunday morning so you can go through the songs as they're practicing them before service that morning. That's going to help things just be really seamless on a Sunday morning. So all your slides should be in there. And like I said, this playlist has all of the songs, all the sermon slides. So you'll just, once you sing the last part of a song and you get through all the words, just clear all, wait for the next song to start, and then you can put the first lyrics up when it's the appropriate time for the congregation to start singing. Every song you can do that way. When you get to the sermon, this is always a great placeholder, whatever the title slide is for Jason's sermon series he's in. As he's introing the sermon every week, just have this kind of title holder slide up there. And again, I'll have all of these already loaded. I'll have all his scriptures, all his points for this coming Sunday. All he has is 3 verses, so that's super easy to move through. You can just use the right arrow key to move from one slide to the next, or you can click it however you prefer to do it. And if he's in between points or he finishes reading a verse and he's not really dissecting it, you can always come back to this title slide just as a placeholder. And then we always go through the last couple of songs, same deal. All songs are going to work the same way. We'll go through it here in just a second. And then at the end, we'll have announcement slides. So if you ever get there on a Sunday and there's a song or announcement slides are not part of the playlist, it's super easy. The library right here has every single presentation in it. And announcement slides are always up at the top, the very first one. And so as you can see, it's loaded the ones for last week. I haven't updated it for this week yet, but all you have to do is click on that and drag it down wherever you want it in your playlist. Announcements are most often at the end, so just drag it down to the very end, and then you can click on them in there, and it puts them in with your whole playlist. So all of your slides that you need for Sunday are all in one place. The next thing to know how to do is create a slide. So let's say that here on Never Once, You Are Faithful, God, You Are Faithful, that they want to sing that 2 more times. And we don't have enough slides in there for what they want to sing. So you'll come in here to Editor. Make sure you're in the right song. Whatever song you want to edit, come into Editor. And then just scroll down. It's at the very end. So if it's going to be the exact same slide, all you have to do is highlight the one you want to copy, do Command C, and then Command V, and you can see it just put a new slide right down there at the bottom. If you want to add one and add your own text in, you're going to hit the plus sign right here. And what it's going to do is it's going to add a slide with the exact same formatting properties as whichever one is highlighted. So you hit the plus sign, and so it's got just a blank field, a blank text box for you to type whatever you want. So you just type in whatever Jordan or Christopher or whoever needs you to add a slide. You just type your text in here and then click out, and it's going to be there. Now, some of the slides are going to be formatted where the text box is only that big, and they need you to write in, 3 lines of text. So it'll let you write in all those lines, but then once you click out, it's going to cut off part of what you wrote because the text box isn't big enough. So every time you add a slide with text, just make sure that your text box is big enough to hold all the text that you typed in, and then just make sure it's centered. And those yellow lines will help you center left to right and up and down. And that's it. That's how you add a slide. So the next thing we're going to do is play one of the songs for this Sunday, and I'm going to move through the slides for that song in the ideal way. And that way you can kind of have an idea of timing. What's a good timing for moving through song slides.